My name is Alek Wasilewski, and I'm a filmmaker slash video game developer, animator, business owner, and a bunch of other hats. But I'm mostly, I guess, I could frame myself as an animation filmmaker and video game developer. It was something that kind of came out on its own. I remember talking that it's not that I chose the idea, it's that the idea chose me, and it still stands. I started it as a kind of a pastiche of an old romantic poem, and it became a different story entirely that became relevant to me for reasons more than just the initial parody. And I think it put together as a decent enough coherent story and proved to be entertaining. So I think that's good enough to me. The process of filmmaking, at least as from my perspective, looked a little bit different because I just sat down and had an initial concept of a story in mind, and I just sat down and did it. That's the way it works right now, is that you have to have a lot of pre-development, you have to have really serious scripts, you have to pitch it to a number of people to get money, you get funding, you get teams, you get budgeting, and this was a different story entirely. So it was that I just sat down and did it because I could. It was at that particular moment in my life that I could afford it to just sit and make things happen on their own. And as I said, the initial inspiration was an old romantic poem, and it was a kind of a pastiche of the story, but it soon became irrelevant, and it became a story of its own. I was delighted. Obviously, I really appreciated the award and the recognitions because. It was still from a time when I was an emerging filmmaker, and this kind of recognition really mattered, and I was quite touched. And even later, when a few years after the award, you also interviewed me, it was also very nice. From the really most important parts that I managed to be in a different parts of my life. I started a family, I have a business, which is an animation and video game studio. And as part of this initiative, I made a video game called Chalk. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that there was one big short film that I made after hanging on Elegy that was Lucky Day Forever, that also turned out quite nicely, that won a number of awards. And after that, I made the Chalk, the video game, and it took me 6 years of development. Many things that I planned at starting as little funny things turned out to be really, really big. so that was part of that thing. So this game also was part of an important personal and later professional experience for me. So, and I guess as far as overcoming this challenge of making little project that came too long, I started doing commercial work that happened to be closely related to video games, which is animated cutscenes, trailers, animation for video games, But I also made music videos, which are all short-form projects that require tight deadlines, tight budgeting, and are in exact opposition of the stuff I did, like back in handling Elegy. I guess it was a part of my personal challenge to see that I can manage it, not from the artistic side, but also from the stand both feet on the ground business side, and I guess this turned out okay. And I've been doing that for quite a while, and now I guess I became hungry for some stuff that's more personal, more auteur, so to say again, because I got back to work on a feature film project, but that's a little bit too early for me to say anything else right now. Life is a never-ending chaos that makes fun of your plans, but not all hope is lost. Like, persistence helps. As far as any advice that I can give is that opportunities do show up, and that it's not about there's scale, but there is also luck. But you have to be ready when the opportunity comes. So you have to keep doing your thing, and even if it doesn't succeed, you still give the most to it, just in case that when this opportunity happens, you have to be ready. It's best to be ready as soon as you can when the opportunity comes. Well, I have a channel on YouTube, but there's also my studio website, which is smile-studios.com.